Shall we begin?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Let's begin.
So, welcome to podcast number 2 of hashtag camelstrong.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's to everyone. We've got Reggie. I don't know what your hashtag is. We got the
Hashtag living right now.
hashtag living. Hashtag. Somebody's on the struggle bus this morning. We've got the John May with us again today.
I can't stop sweating.
And we have the January 2019 Athlete of the Month, Mr. Adam Key.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
It's a blessing to have you on.
A blessing. So, we got a time frame. We're going to try to stay within the 25 to 30 minute time frame today. And we've got a little new technology we're trying to do. We're trying to film it and record it and to record the podcast. And we're just missing this TV screen behind us with Reggie's face on it and RPM strength on it. And that type of thing.
Yeah, we're working on that.
We're working on that.
I got somebody making that.
Okay. You got a table with the emblem in the middle of it being made?
Yep. Working on that too.
Once the Christmas tree's gone.
Yeah.
Great. Well, hey, so we've got some questions from our viewers, our listening audience, aka the 5 members that listened to the last one, maybe.
I enjoyed it.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Nobody really want to listen to the first one.
Hey, I just enjoyed doing it.
It's all about this one.
It's all about this one.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know about Adam.
So, Adam, first off, talk to us a little bit about how you got into CrossFit and that process. Did you and Aaron do it at the same time? Did one pull the other one in? Go through that process for us.
I first probably got a taste of CrossFit. It would have been in 2013. I was living in Allegheny County, up at Laurel Ridge, working in Wilkes, and a friend of mine, a lot of y'all know, Daniel Muto, who's actually now the owner of CrossFit Pisgah. He was working out at CrossFit Amplitude off of Country Club Road, and he had invited. I was still doing your basic, similar to what you talked about last week, like push pulls, back, chest, and things like that. He invited me to a workout at their gym, and I thought I was in somewhat decent shape, but then giving it a shot.
Don't we all feel that way?
Yeah, I gave it a shot. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. So after working out there, going back just back home, there was actually a guy in the area of Wilkes who was opening up CrossFit Wilkesboro. And if I remember right, it was right around like spring of 2013 is when he opened up that gym. I was working there at the Y. I was kind of just flattened out. I've been doing the same stuff all through college and for a long time, and I wanted to I wanted something different. So I ended up giving that a shot. Joined the gym out there in 2013, and I would get up every morning at like 3:30, drive like 45 minutes down the mountain to work out before I would go in and open up the Y. So that's what I'd been doing for a couple months before Aaron and I moved back to Winston-Salem.
You know, I've heard a common thread. I think you mentioned this last week. You definitely talked about it last week, and you just mentioned it. When I started CrossFit, I was in no kind of shape. So I can just imagine, I was not in any kind of good shape when I started CrossFit, and you guys have talked about you thought you were in decent shape.
I thought I was in shape.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you in this process, in this theory that we do CrossFit, anybody can start at any level,
any place,
right? And it doesn't matter what level of fitness you're at, you're going to get your butt kicked to.
Absolutely. The funniest, I laugh every time I hear it is, I need to get in shape before I start CrossFit.
Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
What?
People love to say that.
I don't get it.
I don't understand that, but hey. Okay.
Do you remember your first CrossFit workout?
I don't remember my exact first one. I remember one of the first ones that crippled me.
That's a good way to put it.
This is it. It was, I mean, just pride everything. Like, this was in Wilkesboro. It was one Saturday, and it was the sevens.
Oh God!
And like, none of the weights really seemed that hard to me. I remember looking at it, and the only movement at that point in time that would have been like super new or anything was like handstand push-ups. I was like, I could probably do it. I did not finish it. I stopped at an hour. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it was bad. It was bad news. I loved it. I loved it, but it was tough.
Very deceiving workout. You look,
Yeah.
just,
You
just
get
7
3 rounds
reps.
of the sevens, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I'm gonna murder this, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like,
I
okay.
remember getting to that hour, and we time cap at an hour, which now where I'm at, that made a lot of sense because that was terrible to be going for that long. But I mean, now I look back at that workout, like that's I like a lot of it. That's one of my favorites. I like doing that now a whole lot. So,
Well, that kind of goes into another question where if you're saying that's one of your favorites, what's one of your least favorites? Or are you such a dominant athlete that you really don't have a least favorite?
There's no holes there.
There's no holes.
there's holes.
There's slight gaps, but there's no holes.
Kelly, I think, which is your
That run,
five
box
rounds, it's like a 400-meter run, box jumps, and wall
30
balls.
30 and 30, yeah.
For 5 rounds. I like running, and the other 2 movements I do not care for at all.
But Aaron loved that workout. though,
I,
didn't she?
I to this
emotional
I,
every
to
time,
this
don't
day
you?
have never beaten my wife in that workout, and I'm not sure that I ever will. I can't. It's not good.
So I guess based on what you're talking about back in 2013 and stuff, you brought Aaron into CrossFit. Is that correct?
So the way
remember that day.
the way that worked actually, when we had moved to Winston for still working for the Y, just changed Ys. I wanted to get back here. Just wanted to get back closer to my family down here in Winston-Salem. I wanted to stick with CrossFit, so I'd kind of I knew of CrossFit Amplitude. I'd gone there, gave it a shot. I'd tried a few others, and then I'd started. I'll never forget, I just saw signs, the little signs I guess Sean had been sticking in the grass all over Winston. Like, I saw that and then kind of looked up where it was, looked up Camel City CrossFit, and decided to come out here. That would have been 2014, May of 2014, probably right around there.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I came out here. Again, still a morning person, so my first class I came to was 5:30. John was my coach.
The beard.
Yeah, man, beard, ponytail, the whole thing, man. Yeah. But so started then here, and I probably had been coming for about 2 months, and finally talked to Aaron into trying it then. Because Aaron's whole background was she played soccer growing up, soccer in college, still played some pickup stuff, but she had really gotten into running. So a lot of long distance stuff, marathons and things like that. And she honestly was probably more worried that like the lifting, I don't know that she'd ever had like an actual routine as far as weightlifting goes. And I think she was more worried about that messing up her running. Which I will go ahead and throw out there. When she did join, the 2 months later, she continued to run and continue to still PR her running times with lifting weights. So the blend of the two. For anybody who's worried about that messing that up, it does not happen.
Well,
I think that's a common problem for a lot of people, especially runners and stuff,
Yeah.
and females. When it comes to lifting weights, they're so nervous about it. And I mean, beyond the bulky and this and that, but like you're saying, hurting their running.
Yeah, no, she.
Well, if you listen to any of the stuff like Chris Henshaw has put out in his podcast and different things he's talked about how he wished he had found or CrossFit was around when he was competing because of what it does and helps your performance. And it was either him or CrossFit shared a video of a lady, this about a year and a half, 2 years ago, where she had been a triathlete for several years, got away from it, family, did all that kind of stuff, wanted to get back into it, but she started CrossFit, and that actually gave her the confidence to get back into doing these triathlons, and that how she was able to perform and stuff like that because of the fitness that it gave her.
Yeah.
So it's not I know a lot of people think about CrossFit that don't do it. They look at it and they look at the sport of CrossFit, but that's not obviously the
That's
major.
such a very small percentage of the whole.
Right. It's all about all about the fitness level you are.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny if another thing too is if you'll look at some of these. Is it Sports Illustrated that puts out like the top fittest athletes? And so the last couple of years I've gone through that. They'll have like a CrossFitter on there, like evidently the person who wins the games or something like that. But they'll show other athletes, and there's other athletes that they from different genres of sports, but they show them working out in CrossFit gyms.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
right.
that they're doing CrossFit as their performance. So it's interesting. So, what made you want to become a firefighter? And we're assuming that you're going to pass all your tests and you're going to make it. So, you know, we're just...
As long as John doesn't kill me in PT, I'll be just fine.
Isn't it a test that you have to grow a mustache as well before you take your...
I'm going to fail that, I'll tell you that right now.
No, you just got to go for it.
That's not going to happen. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what may be coming up, but not anytime soon. But no, it probably goes back to I'd worked at the Wise for like Northwest North Carolina for I think a little over 6 years. I mean, I loved it. I just kind of was looking for something different. So that would have been when I left the Y. I mean, I was probably like a little over 3 years ago, coming up on 3 years ago. It was something that I had mentioned to Aaron. And I probably even asked you
talked to me
questions
about it on at least 2, 3, 4 different occasions over the past couple of years.
It just, it didn't seem like the right thing at that point in time. I had a opportunity to work for the company that my wife works for. So I took a job with them, worked there for probably about 2.5 years, and then I guess my biggest thing that kind of changed me, I ended up, Aaron and I have been trying to get pregnant, and we finally did. So with that, I was just kind of looking for, job-wise, more of a career and something that I can get into, but something that, like, still has, I like being active. I don't like having a job that's going to put me behind a desk or I get tired doing the same thing. Aaron always jokes I probably would have done really well with like military or something like that. I just enjoy the camaraderie and things like that and like working as a team, which I think the fire department offers all of that. I'm still able to help people. So it's just an exciting job. Let's get some gum. Biggest thing, just an exciting job, kind of keep me going, keep me active. Something I take a lot of pride in. It makes me really proud to be able to do something like that, make my family proud and make my daughter proud. So those are some of the bigger reasons.
There was a question that, had you ever considered police officer versus that?
No.
No, just...
I wouldn't, no. No, I thank the police department for everything that they do. I don't have that. That's not... One, I can tell you right now, Aaron would never let me. Yeah. There would be no way. But besides that, I don't have that in me to be a cop. I don't.
Yeah. It takes a special breed.
Yeah.
Man. It takes special people.
That's not me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you could hear, but you definitely can see we've been joined by the new box dog of Coda who's trying to chew my sleeve now. It's okay. Yeah. I'll have you hemmed up before. You know, it's like I got... Get you taken care of. That's right there. That's a good spot for you right there.
So... Now you're going through your recruit class with the fire department, which, I mean, I get to see fairly regularly now because you'll have to PT 3 times a week. So how has CrossFit helped you with that, or even your classmates possibly helping them along the way? I mean, if they ask you for advice or anything? Or...
Yeah, one, I feel like going into it, I mean, obviously, I guess I have been doing CrossFit now for 2019, so almost 6 years. But I do feel that I'm probably in the best shape of my life right now. So going into PT, I just feel that I was ready for everything that they're kind of throwing at me. Not only in the PT aspect of it, but training, like when we end up putting on our turnout gear and putting on, you know, our Scots and all that additional weight. Still difficult, but I feel like my body's a little bit more prepared for all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because of having done CrossFit. I continue to do CrossFit, even on my PT days. As long as I get out of class on time, I'll PT in the morning. If I get out at 5, I still try to catch an evening class here at the gym. So I've doubled up on some days just to try to keep me ready for anything. The biggest thing I'll notice, like, I mean, you already know, like, when we've gotten into some of the training with the equipment, like, I will miss some of the evening workouts because out there, it's exhausting to have all that on all day.
Well, I was getting ready to say it sounded like he wasn't being challenged too much because he's, like, probably killing it.
It's
Probably
tough.
killing it. I mean, you know.
It's tough to do. It's tough to PT all of them together.
Are you struggling more than anybody else?
At PT?
Yeah.
I'm hanging in there.
I bet.
I'll tell you.
Are you doing it twice yet? Or are you going back and finishing with people? Are you doing the whole?
Sometimes,
Yeah,
if I got anything left,
They've got to. Got to be
So
one team.
Yeah.
So PT now is in full gear. Are you full gear?
Turnout gear.
Yeah, turnout gear.
Sometimes they'll put a pack on, like the one morning we got to do the Winston Tower with our pack on.
And how much does all that weigh?
Jacket, pants, and bottle 30, 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah, roughly right around in there.
Right, yeah.
With just that.
Yeah.
Which I told them they've got it easy. The last recruit class ran from like April or May through October. So we had to do it in full turnout gear from July and August and June.
Oh, no.
I was like, if y'all think it's hot now when it's 45 degrees, 30 degrees in the morning, like.
Oh, I get it. I still try to, like, I still try to wear my, like, sweatshirt and stuff under that just because I know the heat's coming. So I'm trying to get ready for it the best I can.
I'll tell you one of the best things about CrossFit, especially for you, and it's not as measurable as so much like a PR or a timed workout or weight, is the mental aspect. Because you're going into some things you've never done before, like wearing that SCBA and going in these confined spaces and things like that you're training.
For sure.
And I mean, there's other guys I'm sure that have been through it, but ones who haven't, you've probably got that mental toughness that comes along with these workouts. Because, you endure some of these workouts, you never think you're going to finish and get through, and you're like, well, I can do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. I mean, absolutely. Anything trying something new for the first time, it can play with your mind for sure. But I mean, I think, doing stuff like in here, we'll just pick like really hard workouts. You just kind of step back, take it one step at a time, and like, if you can tell your brain you can do it, you're good to go. That's the hardest step, I think, getting over anything. Your body can do about anything that you put your mind to.
I just try not to think about it. When they wanted volunteers to start, me and my group always raise our hand like, let's go. Just dive in head first. Don't even think about it. Don't give yourself time.
You're going to do it no matter what.
It's gonna have, you got to do it one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I know I asked him this last week, and it's a cliche, but I think it's important for, you have new members coming. I just met some ladies here the other night that were coming for the first time, and what is your advice to people that are starting CrossFit?
I think you hear a lot of the same answers. I mean, I agree with a lot of the same answers. Take it slow. I think personally, and this is something I've seen just throughout the years of doing it though too, once you start it, take it slow. Form and everything is way more important, but you need to make sure you're having fun, because like everything else will come, but as soon as you stop having fun, you're not going to come anymore. Like that's why anybody does anything, really. I mean, you have fun while doing it, so it's going to make you want to keep coming back. So if you start getting into it for the wrong reason, or you're doing it for the wrong reason, when you take the fun out of it, you'll quit. You'll stop. So I think through doing CrossFit, you'll make some of your best friends. People will become family. But you just I mean, enjoy that kind of stuff, and then everything else will come with it.
I agree. It's a good answer.
Spoiled.
Just like we talked about, you can't express enough. A comparison is destroyer of joy.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can come in here and not compare yourself to other people. Now, it's one thing for you two to be competing for something, but someone at my level, or you're just starting, don't compare yourself at that level.
The leaderboard's great and evil at the same time.
Yeah.
It's nice to measure yourself, but some people put that up there so far as, well, I didn't do as good as this person, but that's not what it's about.
Nah, man.
So that leaderboard's not really. It's not about it being a leaderboard. It's more about recording your scores so you can go back over time and see
Exactly.
how much you've improved.
Put that in. Fill in those comments. How'd you feel that day?
Right.
What'd you do?
I think the big thing with comparison, like even just getting started, like you said, there's nothing wrong with comparing yourself to other people, but I think so that you don't get defeated or get down on yourself, you need to make sure you're comparing yourself to common level. What am I trying?
I understand.
You need to make sure you're comparing yourself to the same to an athlete on your level.
Right.
Like it does no good to come in here like if it's my first day and I'm comparing myself to somebody who's been doing it for a couple years, but yet I'm upset that I'm not performing like them.
Yeah.
Like it's unrealistic expectations.
Right. It's like Reggie cannot compare himself to me because I'm just such a dominant.
Exactly.
I would never try and keep up with him.
I mean, just
Exactly.
dominant. You know. And you mentioned the comments. I love you. John Mabe is probably one of the best at like recording everything that goes on with his work. My left pinky toenail was a little too long today, so I couldn't squat as good. I mean, it's the greatest.
Brittany gives me crap about it all the time, and Destiny and other people, but I don't care. I mean, it's on there for a reason. I went back so many times and I've looked something up and like, well, that was the rep scheme I did, but I did it different this time, or I didn't feel good for this reason. You have an idea.
Well,
why.
it would not be a podcast to go by with you on it if you didn't throw some shade on Brittany, because she's just going to give you crap about anything. Because when she's always under your foot in workouts, that's all the thing she has to do. No
Disclaimer, I can't agree or disagree. So talking about all this then, what's one of your, Ross asked me this last week, I believe, when we did this, what's your most memorable moment so far with CrossFit? Either in this gym or outside of this gym. I mean, you've been with us for a while now. It was hard for me to, decide one. There's a lot of big moments, but
I don't know. I mean, one that kind of sticks in my mind, and I mean, it was well over a year ago, but we had, I don't even remember, what was the competition in Asheville?
Beer City.
We were outside.
River Records.
Yeah. It was sweet. They had like a snatch ladder. I remember when I first started, I was terrible at that, the whole movement with the snatch, but just throughout the years. Anyway, I mean, super happy for me. Like, I had never hit it, and come that competition day, I had snatched 225, and it was cool doing it at a competition with a bunch of friends and things like that. Like, that was a great feeling. So, but I've got a lot of other happy first ring muscle up. I remember that, and but every day's a good day.
When did you get your L1? And for those of you that are new, L1 is the just the first level of CrossFit training certification type thing. So when did you get yours?
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, right around that, the beginning, like July. I remember it was in July because I got it out at CrossFit Wilmington. And I remember just sitting there as we were in there and like sweat's pouring down my face, dripping on my paper as I'm taking notes.
So funny. No matter where you go, so many boxes are the same.
Yeah.
We're in NorCal the same way. This huge facility, and they just had the front doors open and doors in back. We were just pouring sweat sitting in the classroom.
Sitting there taking notes like this, trying not to drip all over my notebook.
Yeah. But everybody was sweating. That's the beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody.
Yeah. I think the only place you get air conditioned CrossFit is like at the Y.
Yeah, the Y 336 has air conditioning.
Do they? Mm-hmm. It's big spaces to air condition. So, where did you and Aaron meet? How'd you guys meet?
We met, I was still in college. We met at it's called Laurel Ridge. So Winston-Salem, everybody knows a lot about the Moravian Church, but it's a Moravian church camp in Laurel Springs. I ended up counseling up there one week during the summer, 2010, I think, is probably the year that I was counseling, and she just happened to be down there working that same week. So Erin is from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is considered the northern province of the Moravian Church, so they're still connected with Laurel Ridge down here as well. So that's how she was tied into the church camp. So
little did she know what she was getting herself into.
She had no idea.
No idea.
Now she's stuck.
But now she's got you. You
That's
got
right.
Stella now.
Me and Stella. Well, now she's got Stella, so she's good to go.
Yeah.
She's happy with that.
Has having Stella changed your outlook or anything as far as your fitness and things like that going forward?
I think
Or do you use that for motivation?
I would say motivation. I don't know if it's necessarily changed anything because I was always trying to be in shape, but I guess with having her and then also with my new career, like, are two reasons for me to try to be better than I can, like to try to be better every day. So one, I'd like to be better, obviously for my job, to be able to perform the best that I can, but I would also like to be in the best shape that I can to be around for years for my daughter, but also to set a good example for her.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and luckily having you and having Erin for a mom, I mean, good female presence, around her.
yeah, for sure. So Erin she sets a great example for her, so
I mean, I know.
not too worried about it.
There's been times for me in the middle of workouts when the suck kicks in, I'm thinking, if folks are sitting here looking at me, would he want me to stop,
Oh, for sure.
To motivate yourself. Like,
Yeah.
would you want to show him, like, well, I just quit and give up? Like, adapt and overcome,
It's good
It sounds
motivation,
cliche,
man. No, but so it's funny you say this because I have a picture of Stella that that is sat on my desk in the classroom every day
yeah.
since I started school. So
She's adorable.
Any
She's
test
adorable.
day or anything like that, like her picture, as long as they don't tell me to take it off the desk, but she sat on my desk every day
And it's
in school.
It's so different. So, like, I connect with those goals of, like, I want to be in the best shape I can be, even though I'm a fat pig. I want to be the best shape I can be for my family and for the future. And I am in pretty good shape, based on what the doctor tells me. But, my kids are like, so are you done with your midlife crisis yet of CrossFit? I'm like, no.
Yeah. Thanks for the motivation.
Why would you want to do that? That seems horrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, I'm partly doing it for you, and you're old enough to understand that, but I'm not going to explain it to you.
Sure.
Those type.
But everybody likes what they like. You like this, and then your oldest daughter, she ran all through.
Yeah, but she ain't doing nothing right now. She needs to be running.
Not right now, but still,
Yeah.
she went out and just ran.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind running, but I don't want to go out there and just run.
And Kaylee has been doing a little CrossFit.
Okay.
Yeah, for her homeschool PE.
Yeah.
We've had Brittany out to the house one day a week she did it for 3 weeks, and then I think we're doing 2 or 3 more weeks when she kind of starts back next week. But she's been doing some CrossFit stuff because she has a friend that she dances with that goes to D5 and convinced her that it would be very helpful for her. And so it might turn into her wanting to do CrossFit. And I don't know whether she'll come here or if she'll go to D5 with her friend or not. But hopefully it's very beneficial for dance with the strength of your legs and
for sure,
different things like that.
I'd tell her to go with a friend. I mean, we love to have more people here, but I think doing something with a partner or a friend or something is
Yeah, it always
more
helps.
likely to stick with something like that.
No doubt.
So
are you doing the Transformation Challenge?
I have not looked at it too much. I think my wife plans to give it a shot. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I am or not right now.
What about you? Or are you being held up as the example of what we need to...
No, not me. Maybe Adam. I don't think he has much body fat and things to lose and change up right now. But I don't know if I will or not.
I think I might.
It's tough. I mean, that's
It's
one
good to
of the
hold you.
downsides
Good to hold
of
you
our-
accountable.
Yeah. I was joking with Reggie yesterday. I said I was trying to figure out like the last second that I can do the measurements and stuff like that because I need to try to get rid of some. Like if I did it right now, as bloated as I am, I might just walk away and win anything because I'll probably lose 10 pounds and 20 inches in the next week. So I'm trying to give everybody a chance.
Yeah,
You know
fair
what I'm
shot.
saying? I'm just trying to give everybody a chance.
That's right.
That works. So, Reggie, you got any closing thoughts after going? Was Coda taking you out to use the restroom, or were you taking Coda?
Well, we've become partners, so he looks after me and I look after him. So we kind of both took each other out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
I can tell you what, having a dog, again, I have doubled my steps per day.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Especially a very active dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm happy for. I'm glad you finally got it. I've been voting for you for Athlete of the Month for a while now. I don't know why I didn't. No, nobody wanted to give it to you. No, I'm just kidding.
You haven't voted.
There's a lot of hard athletes to choose from.
I know.
There are a lot of awesome athletes.
There's a lot of hard ones to choose from. Y'all have no idea the battles we go through every month. We have like so many names nominated and so many reasons why to pick somebody. It's tough.
I feel like the coaches don't talk after about a day.
Yeah.
Because we hash it out so hard. And it's like, I'm not talking to you anymore. I need 24 hours.
Well, I think I've actually forfeited it 10 times.
Yeah. Ross keeps turning it
Kind of guy
down.
you are, man. I mean, we appreciate that.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Do you not have any closing thoughts?
Man, you know what? I wasn't here for half the podcast, so I mean, I just want to wish everybody Happy New Year's. Congrats on
Happy
Adams.
New Year's.
Yep.
Adams
Any closing
finally
thoughts?
getting out there.
No, I had fun. Thank you. Look forward to seeing what 2019 brings for everybody.
Cool. So I think after the end of the podcast, we're supposed to thank our sponsors.
Oh, so,
yeah, Bang Energy.
Hold on.
Fit Aid. Campbell City CrossFit winner, in-house games first place winner.
7-5.
Outrig.
Winston-Salem Fire Department, City of Winston.
City of Winston.
CrossFit Wilkesboro doesn't exist anymore.
Shout out to CrossFit Wilkesboro.
And Rogue. Hey, Rogue. All right. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Cool deal.